Hello, Facebook Live. Welcome, welcome. Happy Monday. I'm so happy to be here today for a juicy live to talk about men. Yum, yum, yum. Just gonna wait a moment for Facebook to let you know that I'm here. I'm so excited. I had such a beautiful morning. Watched the sunrise at the beach. Had a really nice morning routine at the gym and all of the juiciness. And now I've decided to come in here, because lately my dating life has been just so freaking amazing and juicy and delicious, and I have to share with you what I've learned from it. My beautiful client Roxy calls my dating life quantum dating. You can imagine why. She's not wrong. I got a couple of other lives that I've done inside my Facebook group, my private community, Sensual Queens. There is a 90-minute Q&A that we did around dating, so if you would like to watch that, go ahead and to my free Facebook group as well. And then I did another one about quantum dating and what has helped me manifest the most amazing experiences in my dating life. The most amazing experiences and men, it's been just so magical. So, as you come in, let me know that you're here. Drop a hello, drop a hashtag live or hashtag replay. Okay, I always love knowing when you're watching, even if it's in the replay. And also let me know what lands for you. Alright, so what I want to share with you today is, in the what men want, what do conscious men, and by conscious men, I mean healthy masculine energy. What do they want, right? Because something that I've noticed in most women, I was there, included myself in not long ago, we think we know what men want, and especially if we haven't healed our relationship to the masculine, or we're holding on to outdated programming, or we are talking from our wounds, we tend to assume that men only want sex, or that they only want to have control over us, or that they only want, it's so, we tend to assume things, right? But after I've done the healing with the relationship with the masculine and healing my own feminine and getting to the place where I am, and I started to date exactly 1 year ago. Maybe you already know this. I was in an open relationship with Emma, with a girl, and at the same time I was dating men. So it's been exactly 1 year since I started conscious dating, right? Conscious dating. And in this past year, I've learned so much, and it's totally a different world from what it used to be dating in the past, right? Because in this last year, I've learned, because I'm in a different place, I've learned how to attract the most amazing experiences with men, right? The most amazing dates, and even I realized that having a thriving dating life can propel and expand and amplify every other area of your life, right? It's because that's why, everything is related, right? The way we do one thing is the way we do most things, right? Everything is related. We're multidimensional beings, and every area of our lives is interconnected, right? So That's why I talk about like so many things. I talk about like from dating life mainly lately, because that has been like the strongest area of my life, but that's why I also talk about other things like business, like self-love, body, and all the things, right? So let's get into it, shall we? What do conscious men want in a woman, in a relationship? This, as I said, for the past year, I've been, hello gorgeous, hi Athena, hi Veron. I've been attracting like really beautiful, healthy, masculine energy. And there has been these common things that they always express that they like in me, in my relationship, or things that they in my person, I mean, and in our relationship, and the things that they usually are like they look for in a woman, or that are non-negotiable for them, right? So the first thing that conscious, healthy, masculine wants is you to be in touch with your feminine. You know, if you want to attract a conscious man, if you want to attract healthy, beautiful, masculine energy, the type of man that is a great leader, that holds space for you, that can take all of you, that can hold all of you, that is not going to run away as soon as you express your emotions or express your needs, that type of man, that healthy masculine energy, wants you to be really in touch with your feminine. And here's why. Masculine energy, you know, for me is like, it's a non-negotiable that he is a great leader, because I have a really good masculine energy. I run a business. I run a thriving business. I'm here at the front lines in my business. I hold space for my clients. I hold space for myself. So the last thing I want to do in my relationships is to be in my masculine, right? In my relationships, I want to be in my feminine, right? So because I can navigate through my feminine and masculine energy so smoothly, and I know what is needed, right? When I'm with a man, I have the capacity to let myself be led by him. I give him the space. I surrender to him. Obviously, this requires a level of safety that he has to provide. Totally. It's hard for the feminine to just surrender, just like that. He has to provide a level of safety. But healthy masculine energy will do that. So as soon as you know that he is providing the level of safety that you need, and you can feel his leadership, it is your job, your responsibility to give him the space to lead you, to lead the container, right? This is what polarity is all about, right? Polarity in relationships, right? If you want a masculine, strong man that leads the container, that leads, with safety, and that provides with that safety, you gotta be in touch with your feminine. What happens usually a lot of the times is that us women are very much in our masculine energy, and then we bring that masculine energy into our relationships. I mean, masculine energy in a woman is not wrong, it's not bad, it's absolutely okay. We need it in many, we need to have this balance, but in a relationship, if you want to have a masculine, strong man that takes care of you, which at the end of the day, that's what our feminine longs for, to be provided for, to be protected, to be taken care of, to be led, all of that juiciness, right? So if you want that, you have to give him the space to lead the container, to provide, to all of that, right? So the more I am in touch with my feminine, the more I can soften into him, the more I can soften in the container, the more space I'm giving him for to lead, you know, to lead the container. And that really makes them like, it's so fucking juicy for them. Like that, they love that. Men love that when you allow them to lead and to do their role, to step into their role. But if you are very much in your masculine, if you are protecting your heart, if you have a guarded heart, what's gonna happen? You're going to be wanting to be in your masculine, and this kills the polarity in the relationship. I am guilty of that in my past relationships. I used to be that, you know, because I wasn't aware of the guards and the armors I was holding in my heart. So what I used to do in my relationships with male partners before, I wanted to make all the decisions. I wanted to lead the container. I always took that role because I couldn't trust them to do that for me. I didn't even give them the space, to be honest. That was like a, you know, protective way of living because I couldn't trust them. So I wanted to wear the pants. And I think this way of being in a relationship, it's very like, what's the word? Praised in society, right? Because in society, you know, with the feminism waves that came, you know, like some decades ago, a couple of decades ago, I don't know, no more. You know, with the feminism waves, it's like, okay, women are exactly the same as men, and let's all be equal and all of that. So what happened is that women wanted to step into the masculine role, and this started to kill the polarity in relationships. So, as I said, like masculine energy in a woman is also needed, but in your relationships, if you are always taking the role of the leader, you're not letting your man to be the man, right? Like if in your dating life, you're always the one like wanting to choose the place where you're gonna go for a date and, you know, like making all the decisions, then you're stepping over. You're not giving him the space. Right? So that's why it's so important to be in your feminine so he can lead, and that is like a drug for them. Like they fucking love it, right? Like I'm currently dating like the most beautiful, conscious, handsome, sexy man that I've ever dated, to be honest. And he's super conscious. His masculine energy is like wow, wow, wow. And he loves that I can give him the space and trust him to lead. And that is beautiful polarity, you know? So that's the first thing. I have 3, right, to mention today. So the second one that men love in relationships, conscious men love, is that you are independent. So here is the other side of the coin, the flip side, okay? So they want you to be feminine and in touch with your feminine gifts, in your oracle, in touch with your body and your intuition and all of that, right? That is so magnetic to them because healthy masculine energy is very structure based and you know, all about the leadership and the safety and the providing and the giving. So when you're in your feminine, you're going to magnetize them. It's fucking magnetic, right? But at the same time, one thing is to be in your feminine, and a very different thing is to be the princess, right? What I call this like the princess syndrome, like being in your, like a victim, right? And this stems from the belief that feminine is weak. Feminine is not weak, right? If you're holding any beliefs that say that you're being feminine means to be weak, then you're going to be like, you know, if you try to be in your feminine, maybe you're going to feel like a victim, like poor me, like, oh, help me, you know? That's wounded feminine as well. So what really is attractive for a conscious man is that you are an independent woman. That yes, you are in your feminine, you're very in touch with your feminine, but also you can handle your shit, right? That you have that capacity and you're intelligent and you're like that you can solve problems. That is also very sexy for men. It's like this beautiful flip side of the coin, right? Like being soft and magnetic in your feminine, but at the same time you're independent and you can handle your own shit, right? It's the same, for example, for me, in a man, the flip side of the coin is like, yes, I love structure and leadership and safety from him, but at the same time, I want a man who can be vulnerable, which is a very feminine trait, right? It's like this beautiful combination of like he can be vulnerable and he's in touch with his heart, with his emotions, and he can open up to be emotionally available, right? So that's like the beautiful flip side of the coin that I love in a man. And a conscious man will always love that you are soft in your feminine and independent at the same time. Is this making sense? Let me know if this is resonating. All right. And the third thing that conscious men love in a woman is communication. Healthy ways of communicating, and if you are really expressive, like that really is like a drug for them. They freaking love it. This is something amazing. Thank you for sharing, Athena. Something that every single man has told me, like conscious and healthy masculine man has told me in the past year, is that they love the way I can communicate things, the way I express myself. They love that I'm not scared to express my needs, to express my desires, and to express my boundaries. They freaking love it. And here is the irony, right? Most women come into my world and they say they find it hard to express, to use their voice in relationships or with men because they're scared to be, like to take up too much space or to upset the man or to be too bossy or whatever. So we women are so conditioned not to use our voice, right? But this conditioning comes from very wounded masculine. Because a conscious man and healthy masculine energy is going to love when you can express your needs, your desires, your boundaries. They freaking love it. Honestly, I've been at the beginning, I was like, wow, I didn't know that was like so important for them. They always mention that to me. The beautiful man that I'm dating right now, like he is like so in awe with the way I can communicate things. Like he's like, I love that about you, and he always expresses that, So healthy masculine energy will thank you for expressing what you want, and here is why. Healthy masculine energy, a conscious man, the nature of masculine is to give. That's their nature. They want to give, they want to provide, they want to lead. That's the most natural thing for them. So if you are able to express what you desire, what you want, what you need, you're making it easier for him to give you. So he's going to be like, thank you for letting me know how can I best serve you. So you can say that you want a man who provides for you and to give you if you cannot express what is it that you want. Men are no mind readers. You have to know this. And again, I'm guilty of that in the past, in my past relationships with men. I used to be so upset because he didn't know what I wanted. Because the man couldn't read my mind, and because I didn't have the capacity to express what I wanted, what I desired. And then I was all upset because he didn't give me what I wanted. Like, what the fuck? How that's really fucked up, I know. But I didn't know better back then. That's okay. Now, the more I express with clarity, and of course, we have to, communication is in itself, it's something that we gotta learn, right? That's why this is something that it's a big pillar of inside the Seductress, my Seductress program. We go into communication, how to communicate from a place, non-violent communication, and how to communicate from our heart, embodied, in a way that he will receive it, like, with gratitude, right? This is something that I've been sharpening for, like, I've been really working on the ways I communicate, and conscious men love it. It's so amazing. It's the best way, one of the best ways to improve your relationships, being able to communicate everything without fear, from your heart, from your body, and in a non-violent way. So those are the 3 things that men absolutely love. There are some more, but I'm gonna be sharing all of the juiciness inside the Seductress program, which starts tomorrow. Tomorrow we have our first official call. So if you've been on the fence about it, now is the time. If you haven't heard about it at all, this is my signature 6-week program to learn to be, like, to attract the most amazing dates, the most beautiful men into your life. And if you already are in a relationship, in this program will also help you to elevate your relationship. And it's not only about relationships, because this is really about becoming more magnetic to everything you desire, whether it's men, dates, elevate your relationship, and be more magnetic for your partner that already is there, and to your desires. Because the principles that I'm gonna teach you here, the qualities of the Seductress, help you magnetize everything you desire, right? It's that communication with men, and we're gonna go into how you communicate with money, how you communicate with the universe. So Seductress is the 6-week program for the woman who wants to feel desired by men, supported by money, and provided for by the universe. It's going to be so juicy. This is the 3rd round I run, the 3rd time I run this program. And every time it's just like better and better, of course. So I'm very excited. Tomorrow is our first call. There are payment plans available. Shoot me a DM if you want to know more details, or if you want the link to join us. So, to close, to wrap up, the 3 main things that conscious men love about a woman, or that want in a relationship, is that you to be in your pure feminine energy, that you are independent, and that you can communicate well. And all these 3 things are one of the main pillars inside Seductress. So shoot me a DM if you would like to join us. And yeah, I hope you enjoyed this live. Whether you're watching live or in the replay, let me know what resonated for you. I would love to hear that. Have a beautiful start of your week, and I'll see you in the internet. Mwah.